One of the greatest finesse presentations is the Ned Rig. Along with drop shot and lately strolling minnow baits, the Ned Rig is a must-have tool for bass anglers. Ned rigs are a versatile option which can be used like a strolling minnow with a slow fall and worked up in the water column, or on the bottom when the smallmouth are looking for crayfish. When targeting finicky or highly pressured fish, the Ned Rig shines as a finesse in-their-face option that can often trigger some of the most stubborn bass. Let's look at the setup. First, the jig head. As with everything, they come in a dizzying array of sizes and colors, but generally the most common setups are very light jig with a flat jig head. Sizes for bass are generally 1/10 or 1/8 ounce up to 1/4 ounce. In heavy cover, there are brands that have a weedless option, but this is not usually necessary. I usually opt for the smaller sizes if the fish are pressured or being uncooperative, switching to the heavier 1/4 ounce if I'm needing to get the bait down to the bottom faster or trying to fish in a heavier wind. Fall of the lighter jigs is often the key to triggering strikes in summertime bass. I'll combine this with a Z-Man Finesse TRD or other Ned worm around 2 3/4 inches to 3 inches long. If I need a meatier presentation on a 1/4 ounce jig, I'll opt for the larger size Ned worms. This is a finesse presentation, so I like to use a 7-foot medium light rod with a fast tip. I use 8 to 12 pound braid with a similar size floral leader attached to the braid. For smallmouth, I'll go as light as possible with a smooth drag set very loose so the fish can fight it out away from the boat. In heavier weeds for largies, I'll tighten the drag a little to keep them from burying in the vegetation. For smallmouth, this is a deadly technique when the bass are looking up in the midsummer, looking for small minnows or young of the year perch, slowly moving in the water column, or when larger bug hatches may be going on. The slow fall of a 1/10 ounce Ned near a large boulder is a great trigger for a hungry smallie. You can also use this presentation when scoping smallmouth, roaming sand or gravel flats, similar to a strolling minnow. If the bass are focused on crawfish on the bottom, let the bait get down deeper and hop it along the rocks, or go with a heavier Ned rig to maintain contact with the bottom. On a lake like Mille Lacs, where the smallmouth have seen everything known to man, a Ned can still trigger bites on a consistent basis. On clear smallmouth lakes, it's important to experiment with different colors. PB&J color is a great place to start, going with a lighter color or more craw color depending on the mood and the forage of the fish at the time.
Yeah. I might go, I could maybe even 4.
For largemouth, this can be a great presentation when the fish are around the weed edges in the summer, when they are looking up for bugs and minnows to ambush. Drop a 1/10 ounce Ned at the weed edge or just inside the weeds and let the slow fall entice the fish out of the cover. Especially when they are grouped up holding to the weeds, this is a great presentation. Look for more scattered cabbage or coontail where the bait can fall and pop off the weeds without getting hung up too much. You might have to try a weedless version if they are holding in the thicker weeds. If the fish move off the weeds and are holding tighter to the bottom in deeper water, a heavier 1/4 ounce Ned might be needed to get the bait down to them faster. This is not the best presentation for heavy cover or fishing milfoil pockets, but works great around scattered weeds and on the weed edges. For both smallies and largemouth, let the bait sink and pop it a little off the cover and let it sink again. The bites are often subtle as the fish grab it on the way down. If the fish are holding tighter to the bottom or to boulders, let it get down to the bottom and pop it or drag it along the bottom, twitching it a little. At the end of the day, as much as we all love throwing frogs, big jigs, and chatterbaits to get those violent strikes with big rods, to be a consistently good bass angler, you need to master the finesse presentations as well. That will work when those other bites are off or the fish are pressured. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.